Hello everyone, today I'll be sharing a Oreo chiffon cupcake recipe since I have a lot of leftover Oreo from my previous recipe. Next, I'll be showing everyone what are the ingredients needed for this recipe. This recipe yields 24 cupcakes, so we'll need paper liner and also the cupcakes pan, 12 holes pan, so we need 2. Before I start, I'm going to preheat the oven and see all of you later. Okay, as usual, I'll be using the InnoFood KT V88 convection oven. Okay, I'm going to preheat the oven now. I'm going to use just the top and bottom heat mode only. 180 top, 180 C at the bottom. So it's 180 degrees Celsius, top and bottom. And I'm going to preheat it for 10 minutes. Okay, as usual, my favorite InnoFood KT 7600 stand mixer. I'll be using this stand mixer to mix the batter. I'll be using the stainless steel bowl for now, and we'll be mixing some frosting. Later on, I'll be using the ice bowl. Okay, before we start, I'm going to sift the flour. Okay, I'm using all-purpose flour. It's the same as plain flour or medium protein flour. Okay. Baking powder and also the salt. Okay, sieve everything and give it a stir. I'm going to use the whisk to do it, and then set it aside. Okay, I'll be using the silicone beater by InnoFood. This beater is a very special beater because of the shape and also the silicone at the side, which will scrape the side of the bowl when you are mixing. So butter into the bowl first. Sugar, I'm using caster sugar. Okay, I'm going to attach this and start mixing this butter and sugar till it's light and fluffy. I'm going to use speed 4 first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll be zooming in to show everyone how the stand mixer works. Speed 5, I'm going to increase to speed 6. Going to beat this until it's light and fluffy. Okay, show everyone how it looks like now. Slightly lighter now. I'm going to scrape it. Make sure there is no sugar underneath. We want everything to incorporate well and beat it till light and fluffy. Okay, continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Using speed 6. Okay, I'm going to scoop it a bit more. Continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's check. See, it's lighter now, the color. I'm going to beat it a bit more. Speed 6. Almost. Scrape it a bit more. Continue for a while more. Speed 6. Speed 7. Last round of mixing. 8. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's light and fluffy now. Look at this. Okay, next we'll be adding eggs. Okay, we're going to use speed 3. 1 egg at a time. I'm going to increase to speed 4. Once you see the first egg has incorporated, add the second egg. Okay, I'm going to scrape it a bit. Clean here. Okay, I'm going to add the vanilla extract. Continue mixing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get the milk and the dry ingredients which we sifted earlier. I'm going to show everyone. Okay, this is how the batter looks like now. Diluted because we haven't added the flour in. Okay, I'm going to mix it for 1 more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to divide the flour into 3 batches. Flour. For the milk, I'll divide into 2 batches. Start with speed 1 so that the flour will not fly up, fly everywhere. 2, 3. This is the maximum speed I'm going to use now. I'm going to scrape a about it. Clean this up. Okay, continue. Speed 3. Once you see the flour has incorporated, then you can do add the second batch of the flour. Okay, I'm going to mix this first. Bit 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to add the milk slowly. Okay, clean this up a little bit. Scrape the front. Make sure there is no flour stuck underneath the bottom. Okay, I'm going to mix it a bit more before I add the last batch of the flour. 3. I'm going to use bit 4 now. Pour everything in. Okay, continue mixing. Speed 1 first. 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to scrape it a bit before I continue. I'm not going to mix too much because I don't want the gluten from the flour to build up, or else the cake will be dense. Okay. Speed 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to add the crushed Oreo. Okay, quick one. Okay, I'm not going to mix so much because I don't want the batter to turn too dark. Okay, I'll come back to show everyone how to fill up the paper liner later on. Okay, now I'm going to prepare the paper liner. Remember the Oreo which we removed, the cream, wordings and pattern facing down. Okay. Okay, last one. Now I'm going to scoop the batter into the paper liner. I'll come back shortly. Okay. Okay. I will use an ice cream scoop to scoop the batter in. We're going to scoop in about 2/3 to 3/4 to fill it up. Okay, I'm going to finish up and come back later. For your info, these are small mini cupcakes. Okay, I'm going to leave them in the pan this way for about 5 to 10 minutes, then I'll remove the cupcake, let them cool down completely before we whip up the frosting to pipe the frosting on top of the cupcakes. I'll see all of you later. Okay, just to clarify, you may use about 8 cm paper liner for the cupcake if you want the cake to be level with the liner, the edges of the liner. I don't have that, so I'm using I think about 10 cm, so it's a little bit big, that's why the cake is not as tall. So if you want tall cupcake, at least slightly above the edges of the liner, you may want to use 8 cm cupcake paper liner. Okay, now the cupcakes are all cooled down completely. Next, I'll be whipping up some of the frosting. I'll be using the ice bowl. The ice bowl has been chilling in the fridge for about 4 hours. And why I love the ice bowl? Because it will help in lowering the temperature of whatever we mix or knead in the bowl, because there is a cooling agent in between of this bowl, the wall of this bowl, which helps in lowering the temperature. And if the dough will not ferment that quickly while kneading, the frosting will not melt that easily. Okay, let's start now. I'll be using the whisk attachment, the balloon whisk attachment, to whip up the cream. Okay, butter, unsalted butter into the bowl. Next, I'll be sifting in icing sugar. And let's try whisking it up now. Okay, push it inside a bit. Okay, on, split 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will zoom in and show everyone how the stand mixer works. Okay, I will use speed 8. Okay, I'm going to scrape the side of the bowl. Do remove the butter out from the fridge before use. I used immediately after I took the butter out from the fridge, so it's a little bit stiff at the moment, but I'm going to continue whisking. 1, 2, speed 8 again. Scrape this side here. Okay, continue mixing till light and fluffy. Okay, speed 8. I'm going to scrape the side of the bowl. Okay, continue whisking. Speed 8. I'm going to try 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to scrape the side of the bowl again. Mixing for a while now, but the sugar and butter is still stiff because of the bowl, the ice bowl. Speed 8. Nine. 10. Okay, see the color is lighter now. I'm going to continue scraping the side of the bowl because I can see the butter. Okay, I'm going to beat a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remove this. I'm going to stir it a bit. Let's scrape the side. I'm going to use speed 8. Okay, I'm going to lower down to speed 4. I'm going to add the crushed Oreo bit by bit. Increase. I'm going to use 5. Okay, finish up. I'm going to stir a bit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, should be almost done. Let me check again. I'm going to beat a bit more. Then after that, you can start frosting. Speed 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to show everyone. Okay, done. Next, frosting. See you next. Just the normal one whole tip like that. Okay, I'm going to pipe just about 12 cupcakes. My kids, one or two of them prefer to have plain cake. Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, just move it. I'm just going to make a simple design. Okay. You can use whatever piping nozzle that you have. I will continue with the rest and come back later. Okay, all done. Now I have actually broke some of the Oreo cookies without cream removed into triangle shape like this, and then put it here for decoration. You can use the mini Oreo as well if you have. Okay, all done. Remember, if you want the cake to be taller, use smaller paper liner, maybe 8 cm or 9 cm to have taller cake. I'm just using whatever I have at home. That's all for today. Happy baking. See everyone very, very soon.